No, it probably looks like a OnlyFans setup, but it's not, okay? I'm just, kind of trying out different corners of my room to shoot in. And also we're doing natural light today because, to be honest, at this point I'm not even sure if I'm too lazy to set everything up, or I'm tired of the whole aesthetic that I had on my channel of trying to be this like perfect studio like a thing, yeah, let's see if the sound is rolling at all. I have no idea. This is the longest break I've taken since I started uploading consistently on my channel, and it has been kind of weird, and it has felt like there has been a whole like lifetime that's passed since I uploaded my last video. Yeah, hello. I am really happy if you haven't forgotten my face yet. Today in this video we're gonna be eating this orange. I'm in my denial era, or like I'm in my rebellious era. I just really, I kept looking at my channel for the past month, reflecting a lot, as you might have assumed, since I'm a big overthinker. And I don't like what I've been doing for the past couple of months. In the beginning I had a lot of enthusiasm, and I was really focused on this like photography aspect of my channel, and I decided to make it like solely about photography. But I just got bored at some point. I don't know, maybe I should go and get tested for ADHD or something, but I just didn't like where my channel was going. And also, when you're doing YouTube, a big part of content creation is a lot of like analyzing not just your content and performance of your content, but also kind of the environment, like the content environment, and trends that your content exists in, and kind of like how it fits and what role it plays, or what niche it kind of occupies, and all of those things. And that requires just watching a lot of other people, or just looking, not necessarily specifically looking for people, but I don't know, if somebody would pop up on my homepage that I would not be familiar with, I would click on their channel and kind of check out what they're about, obviously. And so, I've looked through quite a big amount of people who are doing kind of similar thing to what I'm trying to do, like doing photography related videos, or like art related videos, to kind of, to just explore the whole like niche and see what other people are doing. And weirdly enough, one tendency that I've noticed was that even though the person also was kind of trying to stray away from the technical aspect of photography, it still ends up being a technical channel, which I really hate. I don't know about other people, of course I cannot talk for all the people who are doing photography videos, but I just don't want to end up like them, doing camera reviews and photo walks and all the classic stuff. It's just not my thing. I can watch it, like or I'm not even, if I have to be like completely honest, maybe at some point I just watched too many of those that I feel kind of indifferent. And I feel like when you feel indifferent towards something, Like, as much as I would try to make myself film this kind of content, it just wouldn't work. And if I have to be completely honest with you, my relationship with photography has been shaky for the past couple of months. I haven't shot anything for, well, basically for the whole of 2025 so far. You know, I haven't shot any personal work. I had like commercial gigs here and there, but that's about it, you know. And the worst part in it all is that I'm trying to push this like idea of like making content about photography and talk about it on my channel. But recently I've just been so reluctant. I don't know. I haven't had any ideas or like subjects that I would want to explore in my work. And yeah, I didn't feel like photographing. That's all. Like my Mamiya has been sitting on a shelf for the past couple of months just collecting dust, to be honest. And there has been one moment where I shot a couple of self-portraits. I just felt like kind of drawing in my face, and I set up this like small kind of like studio corner in my room where I just, you know, experimented. But that's it. I'm almost done with that orange. I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I kind of hit a certain artistic pit. Like, nothing really makes me want to photograph. If my whole life I kind of felt like I was inspired by everything, or like I would see something and I'd be like, oh, I want to shoot this person or this subject or talk about this topic in my work. This is, I feel like, the first time in my life where I can finally, I mean, I felt it for a while, but I can finally face the fact that I just don't feel like photographing. I'm not saying forever, hopefully not forever, because it's a really big part of my life, as you all know. But yeah, there has been a lot of stuff going on in my life. And that in turn brought a lot of kind of like self-doubt. If photography is my thing, I feel like I've already mentioned it in a couple of my previous videos, but all of that gives me a lot of like this existential vacuum. It makes me think a lot about what I should do in my life, you know. I feel like I'm going through like a very transitory, is that a word? Transitory period in my life. And since I don't feel like photographing for the first time, and it feels like it's been the longest time where I just don't feel like photographing for several months, it makes me kind of ask myself a lot of uncomfortable and weird questions, like, what am I without photography? And I know, of course, like, I am more than just a photographer. As a person, like, I have a lot of different interests and I'm good at multiple things, you know. I'm not just like this like specific narrow down thing. But it just, yeah, it's on one hand it's been very weird thinking about all those things, but on the other hand, maybe it's time I do that. I don't know, maybe it's the time in my life where a person is supposed to ask these kind of questions, ask themselves, you know. It makes me kind of introspect a lot, and makes me kind of think of what I am. Maybe it's a healthy period in my life that I'm going through. I'm 26 years old. It's like this quarter life crisis, you know. I was always so convinced in this one thing that I think I am before, and now suddenly certain life choices or like certain events that happened in my life brought me to this like weird period of uncertainty that I'm going through. And it's just, it hasn't been easy, but it's also been very interesting, and I'm discovering a lot of things about myself. So yeah, like obviously it makes me think of the kind of things that I want to do with this channel too, because I definitely don't want to give up this commitment that I made to myself. I still want to keep it consistent, and not uploading for a month already feels like, it doesn't feel like I gave up on it, but it's like, it feels like too much of a break. And I still feel this need to record and upload and share whatever it is, like my thoughts or insights are on something. I still feel the need to continue with YouTube. I'm just kind of, since my relationship with photography has been shaky, it also made me think a lot about what I want to do with the channel, since I don't feel like photographing, I don't feel like talking about photography lately. And it's kind of funny because it makes me think of how it kind of goes, it did like a full circle in a year, because I started my channel with the intention of just like rambling about things, with doing like commentary or like reaction stuff, or just talking about like all sorts of things. And then I had a really long break, and then I started uploading, and I kind of announced that it's going to be mainly photography focused, because it's a really big part of my life, and I have a lot of things to talk about in terms of photography. But a year later, I come back to this point of like, well, me as a person, I'm more than just a photographer, and there are a plethora of things that I would be interested to talk about outside of photography and art, and also I just, with some of my videos, I watch them, when I rewatch them and make like notes for myself, I just feel like I am not necessarily trying to teach people something in my videos, but I'm being very kind of like maybe too educational, or like feel this like responsibility of educate somebody, which is kind of weird now that I think about it. And I don't want to be this like tutor figure, like mentor figure, because I'm not, who am I to teach anybody anything? Like, I can only share my insight, right? And with some videos, I watch them and I'm like, well, I'm posing as this like expert on this thing, which I'm not. Yeah, I had experience with a lot of things in my life, but I'm not an expert necessarily, I just don't want to feel like I'm giving a lecture with every video. I kind of want, I just, I looked back at the videos that I did as a part of my kind of late night painting series that I abandoned sort of last year, and focused more on very clear kind of photography videos. And now, thinking back at it, it just makes me sad that I abandoned it, because it was just such a free format, or like I felt so, it felt right and easy to make them, and just rumble on camera as I do now. The orange is done. And all the topics that I ever touched on my channel, maybe deep inside, like I knew that even though I'm trying to kind of like bring value to my viewer, and make it sort of educational and like meaningful content, as I like to call it. But then also I don't want to be, or like I'm not trying to be an expert on something or teach people shit. See all the dilemmas that I'm going through, and I realized that I feel like whether it's photography or just art or it's just like regular like daily shit that I'd be talking about in my videos, the one connecting point in all of those is me. Yay. And it's just, yeah, it's gonna be like a certain part of me. Like each video that I've done so far, it's, you know, it's like a different part of my personality or me as a person. And maybe I shouldn't try to be all, you know, I'm bringing expertise and value to this YouTube channel. Maybe just say fuck it and like be like, well, that's what I'm interested in. Feel free to watch it or not. I remember also with late night painting videos, I saw a few comments where people would like want me to do more of those because they feel like we're hanging out. There's this like parasocial aspect to it, where I'm just talking to the camera about things while, I don't know, drawing or sketching or painting. And it feels like on the other end, at least, well, no, on this end too, that like we're actually having a little hangout after work. Like we're both tired, we're both sick of certain things in our lives, but it doesn't matter because we're here, you know, we sat down for like tea or wine, coffee, whatever, and we're just talking, we're just spending time with each other. And it's a very relaxed kind of like format that this video also was inspired by, I guess. Even though I'm not creating anything, I'm sort of destroying. I just destroyed this orange. It was really good, by the way. But yeah, like if you're subscribed to my channel purely for photography related stuff, you might as well unsubscribe now because there's gonna be a lot of experimenting. Or there has been a lot of experimenting even recently, like, so yeah, if you have certain expectations of me, I'm very sorry in advance if I've disappointed you. Feel free to unsubscribe. But yeah, maybe it's meant to be a channel about getting lost and being lost, you know. I don't know. Again, the only thing that I know, it just I want to keep uploading, but that's it. That's all I know. And I know that I have this person to work with. It's weird talking about myself in a third person, but I have myself that I can work with. And talk about whatever, but like, you know, if you're not just interested in the artsy side of me, and if you're interested in just like, I don't know, spending time together, I'm here. I'm gonna keep uploading. I have no idea what I'm gonna talk about. We'll figure something out. If you've been here for the past couple of months or for the past year, whatever, you've seen a huge variety of the videos and topics that I talk about, and you're still here, we'll be fine then, you know, then we're good. It's not like I'm gonna suddenly switch topic to like business advice or I don't know, like tips for young mothers or something like that. So yeah, I guess that's it. I'm done with my orange for today. I'm gonna go read a book. I've been reading quite a lot of books recently. It really helps with my anxiety and like the existential vacuum. Yeah, that's it. I'll go and read more. And if I read anything interesting, I'll let you know. Or if you want me to give you like a list of books that I read afterwards, I will do that. And I don't know, if you need a good advice on like, if you need like a nice list of different self-help and psychology books, because that's exactly what I'm reading right now, I will provide you with that too. But yeah, okay, I'm signing out. I'm still here, I'm still alive, that's all I wanted to say. I'm a bit lost, but aren't we all? Yeah, okay. I'll see you later.